Hi, this is Lindsay from the We Learn Daily podcast, and today we have a different episode for you, actually an unexpected episode. I'm sitting down with my Uncle Doug because I got some news the other day, and you're not going to want to miss it, so stay tuned. All right, guys, a couple things before we get into today's episode. Just a reminder that go to WeLearnDaily.com and you can get all the inside information about our project, WELD, what we're doing, and also learn a little bit more about the history of how Doug and I got this whole thing started. Furthermore, if you're not following us on social media, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and obviously we want you to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be the first to know when we drop new content. A little unexpected, I came over to my Uncle Doug's today because I want to talk about some news I got the other day, and he knows a little bit about it, and he thought I should share that with folks.
I think we should discuss your situation.
My situation.
Your situation.
That sounds like
yes.
I'm a teenager that got pregnant and
No,
I gotta do
not that the situation.
All right, so what is the situation? Some context and background before we get into it. As you know, if you've read our story, and if you haven't, go to WeLearnDaily.com and you can read it there. But I retired from my job in June, and with the full expectation that I would be fully retired, that this would be time to do some creative work that I wanted to do, but more importantly, spend time with my family. I haven't been seeking out jobs or anything, but I have been offered quite a few jobs in the last couple of months since I've been off, but nothing has really pulled me in per se. But this past week, I received an offer that is on my mind, quite enticing, and hits all of the tenets, I guess you could say, that or the bottom line have to be there for any job that I was going to take. So what are those must-haves and have to be there? Is there working either for myself, working with or for family, something that involves some creative work, always something that's going to allow me to learn new stuff, and may also include a little bit of travel as well. And this offer that I received includes all of those things, but
It's not this.
But as you know, we've started WELD and we're having a ton of fun, and I don't know what I'm going to do. The WELD platform that we've started has just been an absolute blast. This in no way stops our work, Doug and I's work, and me coming out to see him. But what our question is, or I think what the wondering is how much time can I spend to WELD and to We Learn Daily, and can we continue to put out the content that we really want to put out for you? So Doug, I think, wants to talk a little bit about this because he's older, wiser, smart.
I don't know about all that. Older, yes.
But he wants to discuss this, and I really want to discuss it because he's my partner in this. He's my uncle, but he is my partner in what we're doing. And I think we need to have that conversation, and we definitely want to be transparent with you in case all of this just sort of ends abruptly, or if it keeps going and I turn down the offer, or maybe we can find a compromise somewhere in there and what that might look like. So Doug, what thoughts or questions, or what should I do? What do you think? What's going on?
Yeah, it's a pretty big decision because this isn't anything that's probably monetarily gonna, do much for you at this point where, I'm sure it's probably a pretty good job offer. And, fun is, okay, but you can't buy groceries with fun. So, you got a big decision trying to weigh the enjoyment, I guess, of doing this and whether or not you want to get into the grind of a 40-hour plus week job. So.
Yeah, you're right on all of those things. I think one thing I heard you mention money, and you can't buy bread with fun, and I would say we'll find a way to buy bread with fun, because that's my outlook on things. But you're right, but I'm fortunate. I'm in a situation that I don't need bread. I need to eat. I definitely need to eat. I don't need that other income, I guess you could say. However, that certainly, I'm human, and that would be nice. So that definitely plays a part. But for me, it's more of the offer. I can't give you all the details of it, but the offer hits all the baseline criteria things, my must-haves. And so I'm really stuck because WELD hits all those things as well.
How much experience have you had regarding this job, or is this something completely out of the ordinary for you? I mean, I know it's not a teaching job, but there's got to be a lot of fear going into something that you've never done before.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think that is one of my big concerns. I mean, when I look at what am I afraid of, it's the fear of getting into a 40-hour-a-week job or more, right? With this, what I'll be doing. And there's a huge learning curve that's going to go into that. And
summers won't be off again.
Summers are not going to be off. I'm not going to be able to get up without an alarm, as I've loved the last 5 or 6 months. I won't have 2 full weeks at Christmas plus a spring break plus snow days. I don't.
I was going to say, how many holidays and vacation days do you get? How many actual hours or days do you actually work when you're teaching in a school or in a regular full year?
Well, if there are teachers listening to this, they would agree that teachers are always working, even in the summers, because we're planning and prepping and doing stuff. So our job is 100% full time, even on those breaks. But but yes, it is. That is one of the big perks of teaching, is this flexibility that you have, and that flexibility is not going to be in this new position. What I fear, though, bigger than the 40 hours a week, what my biggest fear is, and what I need help thinking about or time to think about, is what's a bigger loss to me right now? Is it taking this 40-week job? I think my fear would be losing what we've put together with WELD and what we've built over the last few weeks, because it's been a huge learning curve for me in that arena, and something I was completely afraid of as well. But once we got going with it, it's been a really, really fun and satisfying thing, and we're still learning, which is obviously what we do here anyway.
Well, the terrible thing about you leading this is that you're letting all those 14 subscribers down. And I'm sure they're going to be very disappointed.
Yes, all the fans out there.
Because if you're not involved, I'm not going to do this.
You're not going to record yourself and put stuff out there. This is a two-pony show.
I was doing this way before you come around with this brilliant idea. And I'll just go back to what I was doing before, and I'll be happy doing that.
So you're happy. Doug is saying he'll be happy either way. It is no different to him if I leave.
No, it is. I mean, but I think you really need to weigh both options, and maybe you can do both. I don't know. This could get real time consuming, and I think in the job that you're taking, not being really that familiar with it, it's going to be a lot more time consuming than what you might think. So
yeah, and I've considered that, and I mean, I know my personality. I don't like to do things that if I can't give 100% of my ability and effort and time and energy to. So while I think I can do both, that's a really difficult thing to do, and I've been successful at doing a lot of things in the past.
Now, since you've been done or retired from teaching, you've been able to do a lot of traveling. Is there any traveling involved in what you'll be doing?
There is travel, which is exciting to me, but it will not be the same kind of travel, obviously, that I'm accustomed to, I would say.
So you're going to be going from sleazy motel to sleazy motel?
Wow, people are going to wonder what job I'm doing here. Sleazy. Doug really doesn't want me to take the job.
That's the best description, but yeah, I'm trying to talk you out of taking this job. No, I think it would be a good job for you. I think you'd be very qualified for it. There's going to be a big learning curve, like you say, but I think it's something I think you might enjoy. It was something that I always wanted to do. Sleazy motel to sleazy motel.
Well, how about, actually, here's a new idea. why don't you go on the road with me and we can tape the show on the road and you can sort of train me on that job that I'm considering since, and then you got to get both best of both worlds. I get best of both worlds. Weld lives. I get the job. We're learning and doing and all sorts of stuff.
That's an interesting thought, but I really hate traveling. It's really a pain.
We're going to change that.
I don't know.
Something to consider that I hadn't thought of.
I never thought about that aspect of it either. But
that actually could work out maybe.
It took us how long to get this thing set up? Can you see going from motel to motel, trying to set this up? It's not
well, we'll have a team by then, right? As we've discussed,
I think
we'll have a
week
studio.
A week on the road, and we'd be killing each other probably.
Probably right. Doug and I are actually kind of similar, at least in the sense that, well, we're very different and we would probably be at each other's throats for that, but we both like our time alone, I think,
yes.
and our space. So, yeah, you're probably right, which that'd be good content though, right? I think people hear that, they're like, yeah, to the who dies first, to the death.
I don't know.
I like this idea the more we talk about it. Yeah, I might put that on the table as far as the have to have.
That's going to be a big convincing. That's going to be bigger convincing than getting me to do this at all. So, I don't know.
Anyway, Doug's so popular. His phone is just blowing up all the time. So what do I do? Do I continue with Weld full time and pass this or pass on this job offer? Do I try to manage both full time? Do I do Weld full time and see if I can do the job some of the time? Is that even possible? Do I totally shut down Weld and take this job and move on and say, sorry, Doug, it was fun while it lasted? Or I don't know what. And maybe you have an option or an idea. I'd love to hear from you. There's room in the comments below the video on YouTube. You can also go to our website, WeLearnDaily.com, and you can leave a message for us there. Click the contact button or message us directly on social media, Instagram or Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. I'm sure Doug would as well. And I don't know if I'm going to let Doug speak here in a second and kind of give his final thoughts and sales pitch, or I don't know what he's going to say, but I want to hear from you guys. Maybe you love what we're doing. You want to keep the content going and say, Lindsay, stay on this, do this full time. Screw the job offer. We love you. We want as much content as humanly possible. Or maybe you think I'm superhuman and I can do it all. Well, let me know. I'd love to hear from it. Or maybe you have another idea. So, Doug, any final thoughts or things?
Yeah, I think my opinion is I think you should take the job. Continue to do this if you have time to do it. Decide if you like this job and if it's something that you want to do full time. You're not going to break my heart if you decide you don't want to do this.
But it's going to break my heart.
I was a little reluctant, as you know, to begin with. I wouldn't have a problem going back to what I was doing before. But if you still want to do it, I'm all in. I'm fine with that. But I think you should maybe try to do both. Okay. And then if you find that if you got both of them still going, then you can always eliminate the one you don't want, or you just continue doing both. And if you get to the point that doing both is too much, then you decide which one you want to get rid of. And I think you will, once you get into this other job, I think you're going to really enjoy it. Hopefully you'll still have time to maybe do both, but either way, I think you'll be great at it. So
thanks, Doug.
That's my opinion of
It's
this.
a good opinion. I think I love hearing you say that, and I appreciate you saying that actually. And I don't know, it's still I'm still not sure, but I think trying to maybe do both is the right direction, but we'll see. I've got a few days, thankfully. Actually, I have as much time as I want, really, to think about it. But
so when are you going to make the decision? Are you going to a couple weeks away? You need a couple weeks to sleep on it, or?
Well, I don't think I can wait that long, but maybe a few days. Maybe I don't know I don't even know what the days are anymore. That's how great my life is right now. What is today?
Wednesday.
Can you tell we're retired? We don't know what day it is.
They all look the same.
They all look the same. We wake up, we do what we like to do, and move on. If it's Saved by the phone. So Doug asked me when I have to make a decision or how much time I have. And the reality is I have all the time in the world. I'm, again, very fortunate that even the offer that I have right now, as well as other offers, are sort of revolving, meaning whenever I'm ready, we want to hire you. Just going to stroke my ego a little bit on that one, but which is a great compliment, and it feels really nice. And I know I'm lucky and fortunate to have those opportunities, but for this particular offer, I think it's more fair to give them an answer sooner than later. So I would hope that before the weekend, I don't know if that's possible, but before the weekend, having a decision and maybe announcing next week later on.
So stay tuned for the big reveal.
So stay tuned for the big reveal. I'll be sharing that with you guys because we do, and the reason we're making this episode is we want everyone to kind of know what our real life is and what we struggle with and why there might be a drop off in content or completely shut down. We want to be transparent and honest and make sure you guys know we're human beings and we have other things going on in our lives, although this has been really, really fun. So let me know what you think.
Are you gonna cry?
I'm not going to cry. No, man. No.
I might.
Oh, Doug. He's crying. If you are listening and not watching, I saw a big tear. Tears of joy is getting rid of me.
Load is off my back.
Stop. He loves this. And by the way, if you didn't listen to episode 1 podcast on WeLearnDaily.com, you will hear my narrative where Doug is the actual person who came up with this entire idea. So maybe we'll let him give his narrative story later.
Up with this idea?
This was your idea.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. So anyway, what should I do? Let us know. We'll keep you posted. An update coming sometime, not sure when. But I'm going to do the responsible thing and not make a knee-jerk emotional decision and take some time to speak more with my family and go from there. But if this is our last episode, now I might cry. Good riddance. If this is the last episode.
It is. Got family Christmases and stuff
like shoot, we still got family Christmas and stuff. I'll still see Doug, and I don't know, maybe he'll still let me out in the garage, but it's been fun, and if it is the end, we will do another episode saying goodbye, the goodbye episode.
There you go.
Thanks for listening today. Again, I'm Lindsay, and this is
Doug.
We're still working on. He doesn't know his name. It's all good. He goes by so many, maybe a life we don't know about. All right, thanks for listening. Again, check us out at WeLearnDaily.com. Also, follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe. Get out there. We need to up our numbers more than 13, folks. No pressure. 14, maybe 15. I don't know. Our goal is to get 20 by the end of the year, and then maybe I'll come back and do the show if we can get to 20 followers because we got all that merch.
That's our incentive. We get 20, then we'll do another one.
If we can get those numbers up.
We'll do the big reveal to what you're going to do.
Always joking here. Again, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. Hi, I'm Lindsay, and you're listening to the We Learn Daily podcast. We have a special, unexpected...
Stop. Did you mention that it's also being aired on YouTube?
I'm going to get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Wait, and I can always edit the intros later. I'm going to get to
This
all
is your
of it.
show, I gotta shut up. You're gonna take that job.